Good afternoon. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to walk you through a couple slides that I have on the Boston Massacre just to give you some background information on the event before you start analyzing documents. So we have three central historical questions that we're going to be answering today. The first, what happened in Boston on March 5th, 1770? The second is who is to blame? And the third is how do differing perspectives affect our understanding of history? So as you read and analyze the documents or images that I've provided you, I want you to think about how people perceive things differently. How when we see something, our background, our culture, our prior experiences, our knowledge may affect the way we internalize or create a perspective around an event. So, a little bit of background on the Boston Massacre. Following the 7 Years' War, which we've already studied, Boston had become a center for conflict between the colonists and the British. The major reason for this was Boston was a major commercial hub. There were lots of shipping and imports and export business there. And so the British had a very large stake in the Boston harbor. There were, by 1770, over 4,000 British troops housed in Boston. And at the time, Boston's total population was only around 15,000. So you have to think about in a town or a city like Boston with 15,000 people, where are they going to put 4,000 British soldiers? What's going to happen with them? How are they going to find work outside of being a soldier? And a lot of that was creating conflicts between the colonists and the soldiers. Another incident that had occurred was on February 22nd, an 11-year-old boy named Christopher Sider had been shot and killed by British soldiers. And so the people of Boston were irate over this incident, and this really added fuel to the fire between the British soldiers and the US colonists. So on March 5th, this fuel erupted, and the British soldiers ended up killing 5 colonists in an event that we refer to as the Boston Massacre. Now, the next step for this is I've provided you with 2 documents. Both detail the events of the Boston Massacre. One is an account of the events as told by Captain Preston of the 29th Regiment. He was a British captain in the British Army. The other is an engraving created by Paul Revere, and you're probably most familiar with Paul Revere because of the poem, The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. He was the guy that supposedly, and I do say supposedly, we'll explore this later, but he supposedly rode 1 if by land and 2 if by sea and warned everybody that the British were coming. So I want you to look at the 2 of these documents, and I want you to answer the questions that follow it in an analysis. You're going to return to Canvas now when this video ends and follow the link below this video in Canvas to get to your next step. Again, if you have any questions, you can meet me in office hours on Wednesday between 9 and 10 or 1 and 3, or you can email me at any time.